What is going on, guys? Reflex here, and it is my first platinum of the year, and this was supposed to go up actually like on January 1st, but I just didn't record for a couple days, and then I was trying to figure everything out with just kind of upgrading everything. And like, for instance, I actually ended up buying Sony Vegas 18, I think it is now, and also the official Photoshop, because I mean, I'm not gonna say I stole, but I definitely looked up a tutorial on how to get these programs back in the day, and I just had them for like since 2016, and I just never decided to upgrade them. And I realized I was using very old software of both. They started to crash, and I was like, well, I can actually afford these now, so let me just buy them. And I mean, I'm really enjoying Sony Vegas. Works like a charm. Everything's a lot better, obviously it should be. And then Photoshop, my god, it's a lot different. Also, I changed up my thumbnail style a little bit. Hopefully the thumbnails look a little bit better. I'm gonna keep this style until I feel like I need to change up again. But for my first platinum of the year, we actually went old school, but with, you know, the reimagining version, which is the Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy. We did Crash Bandicoot 1 because I was actually looking for games that I could platinum, and I decided to just look through all the games that I played previously and realized that there was actually a pretty close platinum that I already had most of everything. And as you guys are going to see, I don't exactly know what last achievement I had to do. I think it was a time trial. But as I did the last time trial, that was all I needed. That was the final thing, I believe. And it was surprising because I honestly thought it was going to take me a lot longer. But for my first platinum, I literally only had to get one achievement because I forgot about this game. But Crash Bandicoot honestly means a lot to me because Crash Bandicoot was one of the first series I played, other than obviously on the Super Nintendo, but I was so little. I do remember playing like Donkey Kong Country, as well as Super Mario World, and a lot of other games. But when it comes to like going to the PlayStation, it was Crash Bandicoot, Metal Gear Solid, Kingdom Hearts. It was those just kind of games, and it was very fun. And I played a lot with my mom, so I have a lot of fond memories with these games, but especially Crash Bandicoot. And I remembered where all the gems were, where all the secrets were. And I will say the Insane Trilogy does tend to have a different style of mechanics. Like, it's not, you know, obviously jump is jump and you run and that's pretty much it. But just the kind of hitbox of Crash is a lot different from the original, and also the hitboxes of the enemies. And even some of just the hitboxes or just the textures of the actual surfaces and objects are a lot different, at least in my opinion. Because if you actually like play, I think it's like Road to Nowhere or the High Road or whichever one it is, both those have ropes, and back in the day you could cheese levels by obviously running on them. You could still do that, but it's a lot harder because you slide off very easily. You have to make a perfect jump, which obviously you shouldn't be cheesing anyways, but you know, those levels were kind of difficult, so I did tend to cheese back in the day, and I remembered I could do that. So when you're in a pickle and you're about to like mess up on a jump, sometimes you can, or you're about to get hit by something, sometimes you can just jump to the rope to save yourself and then jump back. It was the same with that, like I think Rumbling in the Dark or Jaws of Darkness or whatever, where sometimes when I would mess up on a jump, I would jump to the outskirts and just stay there until, you know, I could recover. And those were the ways you could do that back in the day, but it's a lot harder here. You can still do everything, but it's just a lot more difficult. But I will say Crash Bandicoot, honestly, the Insane Trilogy, and I know there's Crash 4, but I'm not going to platinum Crash 4 just because it is going to be so difficult. Crash 4, you got to do so much things. Like shouts out to the completionists and honestly every single other person that managed to platinum that game, because that would take a lot of grinding. And as right now, I'm having fun playing, you know, numerous other games, just kind of casually, and also playing Call of Duty Cold War, so I've been playing that a lot. But this was the first platinum. I do expect to get, my plan is to at least get 10 more platinums this year, and I know that's not a lot for an actual completionist, but I'm not a completionist. I just kind of play, and if I really enjoy and love the game, then I platinum it. And that's how it's been for this series, and I plan on keeping it up, and I think I'm going to attempt to platinum probably Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know if I'm going to do Cyberpunk because honestly it's so buggy that I can't even really play it on the PS5 anyways, because the PS5 version is not even out, so I'm kind of playing on old hardware and it's difficult. But we're talking about Crash Bandicoot, and I will say getting the platinum for this game was very, very easy. I mean, the fact that I left off this game after playing it casually and only had one achievement left, which was getting all the time trials, which I ended up doing, and some of them were very hard, but you only had to get gold for this game, so I ended up doing that. But yeah, like, the platinum is very, very easy. I would say it's one of the easiest platinums to get. The only hard part I really honestly think is the time trials. That's the only part that I remember struggling on, because if you played them back in the day, you probably already gotten all the gems prior. You know, you'll remember where all the gems are. You'll remember kind of how enemies react, because it is essentially the same game from the ground up, just looking a lot better. You know, they gave Crash a lot of love, and I mean, back then when Sane Trilogy came out, we were eating because we were loving this. We got the 3 best games in the whole entire series, which is obviously the trilogy. Then you get Crash 4, and then Crash 4 honestly feels as if we're gonna get another Crash anyways, so I'm looking forward to that. But Crash Bandicoot 1 is honestly like still my favorite game. I think Crash Bandicoot 2 edges it out a little bit, but that's only because of the mechanics of the sliding and kind of, you know, sliding and spinning. All you did in here was spin, jump, and run. That was really it. But in Crash Bandicoot 2, you get a little bit more mechanics, and then in Crash Bandicoot 3, you also get a lot more, and also they kind of go on top of that in Crash Bandicoot 4. So, I mean, Crash Bandicoot is a very, very fun series, but if you guys do want an easy platinum, I suggest playing this because, one, you can get a platinum for every single game in the Insane Trilogy. So for Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and Warped, you can get a platinum for all of those because they are separate. Also, it's just fun. It's a nice nostalgic trip where you can play the old levels in a reimagined fashion. It looks beautiful. You get a lot more extra stuff to do, like, you know, even if you get all the gems, it's the same old stuff. You know, you can go to the Great Hall and beat it that way. But also, I forgot what they called the Crash Bandicoot, but there's a different Crash that spawns in the first level and the level later on as well. But you can see them I don't remember what they call them, but there's a Crash Bandicoot that spawns and you can just spot them, and it's pretty dope. And I don't think I did that in the video, but regardless, it was a very fun game to platinum. I'm finally glad that I ended up going back and completing the game. I think I got 100. Obviously, I could do the platinum relics, but I'm not trying to go through that. The requirement was gold, so I'm doing that. I got the platinum that I needed, and I'm not doing extra. Because trying to go for the relics in Crash Bandicoot 4 honestly posed as a very, very tedious task because you had to be damn near perfect, and I wasn't trying to do that. So the fact that it was only a requirement of gold was awesome because I'm gold or better, I think. So I stuck with gold and managed to do it. But yes, this game is very great. But let me know down in the comment section below if you guys platinumed any games this year. Are you still working on some? Are you working on your backlog right now to get through some games? You know, maybe you platinum. I know there's a lot of people that platinum games like every single week or almost every other day, which is baffling to me. But like, if you're one of those, just let me know because I'm trying to keep up with y'all because I want to keep up this series. But playing, you know, kind of juggling a lot of games, it's kind of hard to go for platinums. But I do expect to at least get 10 more this year. That will, I think I don't know how many I got last year. 2019 was like the first year that I actually tried to go for platinums. So leading into 2020, I think I had 1, and then I ended up getting like 9 more. So I think I got 9 in 2020. So we'll see. 2021 should be a better year for platinums because I'm feeling more motivated for YouTube. I'm also feeling more motivated that I got my setup kind of the way I want to. So I think I might be able to make this series a lot better for the future. But let me know down in the comment section below if you platinumed any games, as well as what do you guys think of this new thumbnail style? I kind of went more of a simplistic route than kind of I would say sometimes it was a jumbled mess that I would make, but I still think it looked pretty good. At least for me, because that's one thing I take pride on is my thumbnails. But also expect an intro video, and I mean like a channel intro video very soon. I think I have a way to not get DMCA'd every single time by something. Like if this was Twitch, I would already be off the platform because I got banned. But luckily this is YouTube and just copyright claims happen, and the only bad thing about copyright claims is sometimes they block the video from, you know, other countries. Like honestly, yesterday was a Sephiroth video in Kingdom Hearts, and it did get blocked because I ended up putting a little bit too much of Advent Children in there instead of I missed it by 10 seconds, and that was what got me, which that's all my fault. But I'd have every single intro that I've made in the past and then gotten made for me have all gotten copyright claimed, and it's honestly, it's annoying because I want to use all these intros that people make me because one, they're talented people, but also I just want to have an intro that I can actually say, hey, this is an intro for me. And I just never can because YouTube, every single song is copyrighted at this point. But luckily now I found a person that, you know, he's not big, but he does make great music. So maybe I can actually use this and it won't murder me in the copyright claims. But yes, hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and you guys know the drill. I will see you guys later.